Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video in our WCW What If series in TEW 2020. And it is a big time show happening today because it is Superbrawl 1997. We have all of the championships on the line in WCW, including that huge main event with Bret the Hitman Hart defending the WCW World Heavyweight Championship against Dustin Rhodes. We have the tag team titles on the line in that 3 tag team contest, although we're still not sure if Stevie Ray is going to show up. We're still not sure. We also have the TV title on the line in a triple threat matchup. Brad Armstrong and Steven Regal challenging Dean Malenko for the championship. We have the women's championship on the line as Megumi Kudo defends against Medusa. We have the United States Championship on the line as Steve Austin challenges Paul Levesque. We have that big championship match as Brian Pillman has to defend his World War III briefcase against Eddie Guerrero, and so much more happening on this show. It is a hot show, it is a big show, and we're going to dive right into it. We open up with a video package, just kind of highlighting a few of the big matches on tonight's show. As I mentioned, Bret and Dustin, Austin and Levesque, Sting versus the Giant is happening, as well as DDP and Vader. So big video to open up Superbrawl. After that, we have Roddy Piper and Eric Bischoff arguing backstage. Bischoff is unhappy about the fact that Cactus Jack has been allowed to be in the corner, or that Cactus Jack has been not Cactus Jack. He is unhappy about the fact that Dusty Rhodes has been allowed to be in the corner of Dustin Rhodes tonight. That he's unhappy about the fact that there's 2 teams challenging Waltman and Lynn tonight. He's unhappy about the way the New World Order is being treated. And Piper says that he doesn't give a damn about Bischoff's unhappiness because he's here to run a great show. He's here to make sure that the fans get to see what they want to see, and they want to see the NWO suffer. Back and forth between the two of them as we go out to the ring for our opening contest and Superbrawl. And in a good matchup, a 74 rated matchup, in a surprise to everybody, Brad Armstrong quickly rolls up Steven Regal with a quick cradle to become the new WCW World Television Champion. Nobody expected that. Out of left field. He was added to the match after having a good matchup with Dean Malenko before Steven Regal got involved and cost him the title. He was added to the match. Everybody saw him as the underdog. Everybody saw him as not the favorite. It was going to be Malenko or Regal. One of those two was going to be the one who was running this thing. And Brad Armstrong with a surprise roll-up to become the new WCW World Television Champion. Huge, huge moment for Brad Armstrong here. 74 rating for the match. Regal's injury took a toll, so he only had an 82 in-ring performance. 84 for Malenko, 61 for Brad Armstrong, but there you go. There is reasoning behind it. Do not worry. Don't, don't start freaking out. I have reasoning behind it, but Brad Armstrong gets the big victory and is your new WCW World Television Champion. I mean, Dean Malenko was a great champion. He held it for a long time, but now it seems to be Brad Armstrong's time to shine with the championship. After that, we have Big Bubba Rogers come out, and he issues an open challenge. He says that there's nobody in the back. That he's not happy about not being on the card, and there's nobody in the back who can beat him. As you see, Miss Alexandria York is helping Bubba Rogers during the segment. That's because Miss York actually joined up with Bubba Rogers on WCW Saturday Night. She offered her services to him after, saying that she's trying to start a movement around here, and that She is managing Shane Helms right now, but she wants to grow her clientele list or client list over, and so Big Bubba Rogers is now being managed by Miss Alexandria York as well. But Big Bubba Rogers issues an open challenge, and the person who answers the open challenge is the debuting Too Cold Scorpio. Too Cold Scorpio is here in WCW, and he has answered the open challenge. The crowd pops for this, gets a 63 rating there, as Too Cold Scorpio is here in WCW. He's somebody who I've kind of wanted to bring in for a little bit now. I feel like he's going to help out with the kind of mid-card picture here in WCW. And so here we go. Too Cold Scorpio is here in WCW, and he's going to have his debut match right here against Big Bubba Rogers. And he gets a 72. A good match there. Too Cold Scorpio defeats Big Bubba Rogers in 842 by pinfall with a disc that don't miss. 78 in-ring performance from Too Cold Scorpio. You know what? Maybe he's not mid-card. Maybe he's going to be upper mid-card. Maybe he's going to be upper mid-card. 78 in-ring performance from Too Cold Scorpio as he gets the victory over Big Bubba Rogers in 842. A very good match for those two there. A great debut for Too Cold Scorpio as he gets the victory here at Superbrawl. In front of 70,000 people in the Louisiana Superdome, by the way. We are so hot at this point that we are selling out huge arenas like this. Like, that would never have happened back in 1990, whatever. But, that's the way the game is. After that, we get a video package airing, hyping up Sting versus the Giant. They are set to be in action after this. In a 78 rated matchup that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, the Giant defeats Sting in 11:03 by pinfall with a choke slam. Sting did whatever he could, but he was unable to defeat the Giant, as the Giant is victorious here at Superbrawl. 78 rating. They have pretty good chemistry with each other, so that's good. Match got the crowd hotter. That's good. But yeah, 78 rated matchup here at Superbrawl that leads to the Giant getting the victory. We'll have to see if they continue to have a feud with each other or if they move on from there. I don't know, but we'll have to see what happens. After that, Gene Okerlund interviews Medusa backstage before her Women's World Championship matchup against Megumi Kudo here tonight. This got a 62. She also gets asked about Brad Armstrong's victory earlier in the night, and she's over the moon about it, and says that it's going to be a great moment when both Brad and her are able to leave Superbrawl tonight with championships around their waists. Said Women's World Championship match gets a 59 rating. I'll take it. As Megumi Kudo defeats Medusa at 11:40 by pinfall with a Kudo driver, making offense number 2 of the Women's World Championship. 56 from Medusa, 62 from Megumi Kudo there. 59 rating for the match. Good stuff there. So Kudo's able to get the victory, and she's able to retain her championship. So we'll have to see who's next for Kudo at this point. Or, maybe Medusa tries to challenge again. Who knows? But Kudo is able to fight back the challenge of Medusa here tonight and get the victory. Then after that, we go backstage because apparently a brawl has broken out between Barry Windham and Meng. They are fighting backstage. Meng is kind of getting a bit of the upper hand in this brawl. Kind of, staggering a little bit by the punches, but not a lot, before he kind of ends up getting the victory, so to speak, in this brawl. He's the one that's kind of standing tall, looking better by the time officials come running in. So Barry Windham and Meng still brawling with each other, still not on the card tonight, but they had a brawl. So we'll have to see. I gotta imagine at some point there's gonna have a blow-off match with these two. Then after that, tag team titles on the line. The New World Order defeat Harlem Heat and Sudden Impact in a triple threat match to retain the tag team titles. Defense number 6 of the tag team championships. Sudden Impact was first team eliminated. We'll say Lance Storm was the one who was defeated there. And then Harlem Heat was. Stevie Ray did show up partway through the match. It was actually kind of after Sudden Impact got eliminated, we're saying. So Sun Impact gets eliminated, and then it looks like it's going to be a 2-on-1 matchup when Stevie Ray comes out and joins his brother. They try to fight violently, but it's just too much, and the New World Order are able to retain the championship. 76 rating for this match. Great, good in-ring performances, kind of what to be expected there. Then after the match, Harlem Heat are just, they're groggily rising to a vertical base. Kind of, both worn out after the match. They look at each other. When all of a sudden, Stevie Ray attacks Booker T. Stevie Ray begins to beat him down. Basically not even selling any sort of injury at all. So basically seems like he was faking, he's acting as if he's faking the injury the whole time. He beats him down, leaves him laid out in a heap. Stevie Ray then leaves with a no motion on his face, as the crowd is just completely stunned about the fact that Harlem Heat just broke up in front of our faces. I don't know where this leads from here. I gotta imagine Booker's gonna want some sort of revenge, but Stevie Ray just turned his back on Booker T. He just turned his back on his brother here at Superbrawl. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen next with these two, but Stevie Ray has turned his back on his brother. Sad times for Harlem Heat being broken up here. Then after that, we move on to Diamond Dallas Page and Vader. And I don't know what submission Page knows, but he gets the victory over Vader in 11:03 by submission. We're going to say it's by pinfall. We're going to say it's with the Diamond Cutter. 79 rating for the match. 76 from Page, 75 from Vader. Great stuff there. Back and forth contest that led to Page getting the victory. And, we'll have to see if this is the end of their feud or if it continues on from there. Not sure what's going to end up happening with that. Then after that, we see Johnny B. Bad walking backstage when all of a sudden Al Snow comes out of hiding and attacks him. Johnny B. Bad gets thrown into a waiting car, which then speeds off. So the issues between Al Snow and Johnny B. Bad continuing at this point. I don't know why they didn't advance the storyline. That's kind of weird because those two are in a storyline. But the issues continuing at this point with those two as Al Snow just abducted Johnny B. Bad. So that's something. Not sure what happened there, but there you go. Johnny B. Bad has been abducted by Al Snow. Then after that, United States Championship on the line. An 86 rated matchup as Steve Austin defeats Paul Levesque, but it is by disqualification in 14:02. So Steve Austin wins the match, but does not win the United States Championship. Boo, Paul Levesque. He got disqualified to retain his championship. Boo. 96 from Steve Austin, 71 from Paul Levesque. Suffered from a lack of psychology, but that's fine, as it still got an 86 rating. My God. My God, indeed. A great matchup there that saw Steve Austin get the victory, but not the championship. Afterwards, I don't know. Well, I did a already put in segment, so ignore the part that says a huge victory for Paul Levesque. You know what? Actually, technically, it's a huge victory for Paul Levesque because he keeps his championship. Even if he lost the match, he still keeps his championship. So following the fact that he keeps his championship, Levesque quickly scurries out of the ring and escapes while Austin is still coming to terms with what happened. Clearly livid, Steve Austin pleads with the referee before proceeding to aim his abuse at Paul Levesque. As we'll have to see if the battle between these two continues on or not. We'll have to see where things go from there between these two. Then after that, we have Gene Okerlund. He is interviewing Rikishi Fatu backstage. Rikishi's kind of talking about how he, he's still looking to find his footing here at WCW, but he's hoping to get some opportunities here soon. When all of a sudden out of nowhere, Kurt Hennig attacks Rikishi Fatu. Remember, Kurt Hennig did say recently that he was going to make his intentions known heading forward. He's attacking Rikishi. Rikishi tries to fight back, but it's too much for him, and he ends up getting beaten down as Kurt Hennig stands tall before he walks away. So 74 rated segment here. We're going to have to see what the hell the issue is between Kurt Hennig and Rikishi Fatu, because apparently Hennig has some sort of issue with them. Not sure what it is, but we're going to have to see where that leads. Then after that, we get a video package hyping up Brian Pillman and Eddie Guerrero, the semi-main event of the evening, as it is for the World War III guaranteed title shot, as well as the fact that, the stipulation is that if Eddie Guerrero can defeat all the members of the Horsemen, he gets that one-on-one matchup with Ric Flair. I mean, he had the opportunity to have a match with Ric Flair here at the Superbrawl, but he chose to face Pillman for the briefcase instead. So, who walks away victorious here tonight? An 87 rated matchup that sees Brian Pillman defeat Eddie Guerrero in 15-13 by pinfall. Ric Flair got involved in the matchup. Cactus Jack got involved in the matchup. Of course, Cactus was at ringside for Eddie. But at the end of the day, Brian Pillman, using the ropes illegally, gets the victory in an 87 rated matchup. 91 from Pillman, 80 from Eddie Guerrero, who, he's injured, so that took a toll. But there you go. Brian Pillman able to retain his World War III guaranteed title shot and kind of stops Eddie Guerrero from getting that match with Ric Flair. So we're going to have to see where things are going to go there with Eddie now. If he, is he going to keep going after Flair? Is he going to, he's got to figure out what he's going to do, because right now he doesn't, he lost the final match of the gauntlet, so to speak. So we'll have to see where things go from there. After that match, though, Cactus and Eddie are there. Cactus kind of helping Eddie to his feet when they get attacked by the rest of the Horsemen. Brian Pillman is on the outside. He's not involved in this. But Ric Flair, Marcus Bagwell, and Chris Benoit attack the Horsemen, beating him down, or beat down Cactus and Eddie, and leave them laid out on the canvas as the crowd boos, as the Horsemen stand tall over Cactus Jack and Eddie Guerrero. And then in the main event, in a 95 rated matchup, might be the best match we've ever had in our series so far. I think there might have been one other one that was close, that was a 95, or maybe a 94 or 93, but this might have been the best match we've ever had in our series so far. If not, it's for sure top 5. In an exceptional matchup, Bret Hart defeats Dustin Rhodes in 17-23 by submission with a sharpshooter to make defense number 3 of the WCW World's Heavyweight Championship. 95 rating, 96 from Bret, 87 from Dustin. Dustin and Dusty are an awkward pairing. That's weird. All right, whatever. I think that match actually got a penalty because of that, which really sucks because, makes no sense. Yeah, Dustin was penalized for managerial chemistry. So if he didn't have that penalty, he might have had almost a 90 in-ring performance, which might have put that up to like a 96 or something. So that's dumb, I guess, but whatever. Bret Hart retains the WCW World's Heavyweight Championship. No members of the NWO get involved. It was just Ted DiBiase and Dusty Rhodes at ringside, and these two just fought each other. They just had a match. It was a great match. The crowd was on the edge of their feet, or on the edge of their seat, that is, and on their feet at times. But at the end of the day, Dustin Rhodes could not survive the excellence of execution as he is Bret the Hitman Hart. After the match, the New World Order celebrate their victory for Bret as the crowd boos loudly. As if responding to the boos, they turn their attention to Dustin and Dusty, who is helping Dustin to his feet. They circle the two, looking to attack, when the person who's been mysteriously showing up recently shows up through the crowd and slides into the ring. New World Order step back in surprise before, after a few moments, Bret Hart steps up to the mystery person, trying to figure out who this is. He's had enough. He wants to know who the hell this is. Mystery person looks around, their identity still being covered, until they reach up to take off the mask and the hood to reveal that the mystery person is none other than Owen Hart. The crowd goes crazy at the sight of the two brothers staring at each other as Owen stares right into Brett's eyes there. Brett then smiles before reaching forward and hugging his brother. He's happy about the fact that his brother's here. Owen doesn't seem to return the hug though, but Brett doesn't seem to care about that at all. He raises Owen's hand in celebration until Owen lays out Bret Hart. The crowd is going crazy as Owen begins laying out the members of the New World Order with punches. He hits a spinning wheel kick on Waltman. Lynn gets launched out of the ring, as does Paul Levesque. Brett staggers to his feet only to get hit with Owen's step-up enziguri. Owen then grabs the legs of Brett as the crowd pops loudly before Owen locks in his sharpshooter. Bret Hart is screaming out in pain. He looks like he's actually tapping out to the sharpshooter, but the rest of the New World Order are able to grab Brett and pull him to the outside, which breaks up that hold. Owen stands tall, taunting the New World Order to end Superbrawl. So the mystery person is none other than recent WCW signee Owen Hart, and already it seems like he is against the New World Order. And it looks like Brett may be in some trouble because he's going to have to deal with his brother coming after him. Huge moment there. The segment rating wasn't as great, but that's because I think I rated Owen on his overness, and he's not super over at this point. He came in as like a well-known instead of like a star or major star, so hoping to get him up the ladder more. But so Owen's coming after his brother. It seems like huge moment there here at Superbrawl. Show itself gets an 89. Good stuff there. Increased our popularity in 24 regions. Everywhere outside of America, that is. Great stuff there for sure. Can't go wrong with any of that, as it was a great show for sure. Just waiting for this to process its stuff so we can see what the viewership was and all that. So there you go. Only one title changed hands tonight, but it was a huge title change, as Brad Armstrong is your new television champion. And on top of that, we had some shocking moments. Stevie Ray turned on his brother. We had the debut of Too Cold Scorpio and the shocking reveal of the mystery person to be none other than Owen Hart. We had a lot of crazy stuff that happened on this show for sure. Ratings for the show, or for Superbrawl, we got fourth. We got fourth on Sunday night. We lost to the NBA, we lost to Married with Children, and we lost to 60 Minutes. But we beat everything else, including all of the other all the other wrestling shows for this month. I'm gonna put this up really quick because I don't want to spoil anything. Actually, I don't know if I really have anything left to spoil at this point, but we're gonna go ahead and look at In Your House for February, so month to month here. And it featured Undertaker defeating Shawn Michaels to retain the WWF Championship in the main event, which got a 99. But the show itself only got an 82 because that main event was really about the only thing that really helped the show out. Warrior and Ahmed Johnson defeated Diesel and Scott Hall for some reason. I don't know why Warrior and Ahmed Johnson are teaming up, but that's a thing. As you see, the rest of the show is just kind of rough. They're not doing as good of a job with building people up as we are. And that's not just because we're stealing some of their talent, with the fact that we just got Owen Hart. Although, I put out a bid and Owen chose between either WCW or WWF, and he chose WCW. I didn't really keep going back and forth with the bid. I just put out a bid and made, got it to where it was one of two offers, and he chose us. So, but yeah, they got to do a better job with building up some of their lower talent, because, our card, I mean, we don't have a 99 rated match consistently, but we usually have, 80s to 90s matches consistently. We have 80s to 90, 80 to 90 segments consistently, whereas their shows sitting here with, rough segments for sure there. But there you go. There's Superbrawl in the books. A big victory for the show once again, as we continue to remain, continue to stand tall, to remain above everyone at this point. You may have noticed that however, that it, technically it's the end of the month in the game, and they didn't do, we didn't get any sort of like battle thing. That is because I think I mentioned it on screen before, but that is because WWF is not high enough to have battles with us at this point. They went down to medium size a little while back, and so they can't actually compete battle wise with us. So battle wise, I think the only so yeah, that was the last area battle result. It was New Japan and All Japan in Japan, because back in WCW or in America there is no battle. I'll show you really quick here. There's not really anything to spoil on the other side, but that's all right. But yeah, so WWF fell enough that really this is the area battle in the United States right now. It's just us and then New Japan and All Japan, who technically won't be battling against us because they're not really located in America. And the regional battle wise, again, ECWA would be our biggest competition at this point, regional battle wise. So we're not getting the bonuses from the battles because WWF is just not there anymore. But we'll have to see where things play out from here. So thank you all for watching. Definitely appreciate it. We are we're after Superbrawl now. So now we're going to be on the road to Uncensored here in March, and we're going to have to see how it plays out. Hopefully I get Uncensored fixed so it actually happens in March, because I did not mean I completely forgot about the fact that the way I had Superbrawl set would happen in the first week of March, or the first weekend of March. So I will make sure I fix that heading forward, so that way Uncensored actually happens in March. But nevertheless, thank you all for watching. Definitely appreciate it. And we'll catch you in a future video.